From the high schoolish hedonism of the early Beach Boys to the stoned-out eclecticism of the Doors, all of these recordings had come out of L.A.
You know where that's at.
Los Angeles, the megalopolis, often described as 70 suburbs in search of a city, a three-ring circus looking for a tent. Like its first and second most famous suburbs, Hollywood and Disneyland, it is a kind of blatant microcosm of America. Its character and lifestyle as widely varied as the thousands and thousands of motion pictures and phonograph records it has produced. Evelyn Waugh caught something of its essence in his novel The Loved One, and Nathaniel West did the same in a minor classic called The Day of the Locust.
Around quitting time, Todd Hackett heard a great din on the road outside his office. The groan of leather mingled with the jangle of iron, and over all beat the tattoo of 1,000 hooves. He hurried to the window. An army of cavalry and foot was passing. It moved like a mob, its lines broken as though fleeing from some terrible defeat. The dolmans of the hussars, the heavy shakos of the guards, Hanoverian light horse, with their flat leather caps and flowing red plumes, were all jumbled together in bobbing disorder. Behind the cavalry came the infantry, a wild sea of waving saber tashes, sloped muskets, crossed shoulder belts, and swinging cartridge boxes. Then, a little fat man, wearing a cork sun helmet, polo shirt, and knickers, darted around the corner of the building in pursuit of the army. He screamed through a small megaphone,
Stage 9, you bastard! Stage 9!
Number 9, 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 number 9.
You keep saying you got something for me, something you call love, but confess you've been a messin' where you shouldn't have been a messin', and now someone else is getting all your best. These boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days these boots are gonna walk all over you. Yeah. You keep lying when you ought to be truthin', and you keep losing when you ought to not bet. You keep saying when you ought to be a chain pin. Now what's right is right, but you ain't been right yet. These boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days these boots are gonna walk all over you. You keep playing where you shouldn't be playing, and you keep thinking that you'll never get burned. Ha! I just found me a brand new box of matches, yeah. And what he knows you ain't had time to learn. These boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days these boots are gonna walk all over you. Are you ready, Boots? Start walking.
She was the Nancy with the laughing face that Papa Frank had sung about in the 1945 recording. These Boots Are Made for Walkin', written by Lee Hazelwood, was one of the best-selling records in 1966. And all of a sudden, a lot of people felt a great deal older. It was another Los Angeles number.
Really, there was no need for me to come here. There was nothing happening here that was exciting, except L.A. itself, which I'd loved.
One of LA's most articulate boosters was a transplanted Britisher who got his first look at America while touring with the Beatles. Derek Taylor, you may recall, was their press relations man, and he settled in Los Angeles a year later, in 1965.
And then, lo and behold, a scene starts alongside me, and it's been going on ever since, fluctuating, but it started with the Byrds, really, and Mamas and Papas and Love and all of those people. And the survival rate has been very high. Among those good groups who started, the Byrds, despite all their problems, are still there.